Hey everyone, this is Sudeep Karki.
And this is Sanskriti Acharya.
Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we're gonna give some updates on the books and movies that we have recently watched and read.
Yeah.
So let's start. Yeah. So what are you watching these days? Tell me.
So today I completed a movie, Lapata Ladies. I was on a video call with you and I was watching that movie. And then I started watching Sector 36 of this very brilliant actor Vikrant Massey. I have not completed. I think I'm in the first half, not even first half, below first half. But the books that I have finished in the recent days is movies I finished in the recent days is CTRL by Ananya Pandey. It's about
Ananya Pandey.
Starring Ananya Pandey.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I have this. I always talk about books and and even in movies.
Yeah.
I feel like CTRL is a book and Ananya Pandey is the author. So this book talks about the digital hacking that happens, and this is still happening in our society, in the world these days, because like cybercrime, it falls under the cybercrime. And basically Ananya Pandey, who is Nella, the character name in this movie, Joy, who is her boyfriend. They both the movie shows the relationship between them, and they drift apart. They break up with each other, and then finally, Nella, in order to like forget all his memories and delete his memories, log into this app which is called CTRL. So from there, the story takes a turn, and like the CTRL, the app is tracking all her activities, everything, and towards the end, we find out who is behind all of this and what happens to Nella, what happens to the story. Yeah, this is quite I actually liked it. I don't know about the acting and everything, but the concept of the movie is really nice. I think it is like these kind of movies are bringing awareness in people and telling them that, listen, this is also something that happens in the world. We should be aware of it.
So what I'm watching and reading is just an hour ago I was watching UFC match. That is Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I was gushing over it. He was talking a lot about it since yesterday. Yeah.
I was watching all the documentaries and everything, and today I watched it live. I also had Netflix. We had Netflix subscription, and I could squeeze the value of those money.
Yeah.
And I watched it live. The crowd, those money, those fame. Oh my god! And the best part was the gap between their ages. So Mike Tyson is 57 and Jake Paul is 27.
Yeah.
And oh my god, that was a legendary fight. You know who won?
Let me guess. The bald guy?
No. Jake Paul won.
The one 27.
Yeah, of course he'll win. That was I felt it was some kind of stunt for publicity. Everything was scripted.
Nowadays you can't even differentiate what is done for real and what is done for publicity stunt.
Yeah, that is true.
We just enjoy the content what we see on our screens.
Yeah. But I like the fact that being a fighter, that guy, Jake Paul, respected him during the match. So he bowed his head in front of Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson is a legendary fighter. He has a quote called, "Every head must bow, every tongue must confess." So that he said for Muhammad Ali. He's also a legendary fighter. And I love that world. I love that era. I love that world. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Sounds like you're already into that era as you're speaking. Anyways, so the next movie that I watched, actually I watched a lot of documentaries this time on Netflix. Like usually other times when I have Netflix subscription on me, I watch series or I watch movies. But this time I watched documentaries. I watched a lot of true crime documentaries, one of them being the Menendez brothers. I hope I'm
also watching this recently.
Yeah, Menendez brothers. It's about the crime that they have committed. They've killed their parents, and such a horrifying and dark. True crimes are supposed to be dark, and it's a documentary made collecting and like gathering all those people who were in that time when they actually committed the crime. The jury, the court people, parents, relatives, everybody who was involved in this whole situation
Two
of
guys, Eric and
Lyle. Yeah, Lyle,
Yeah,
Lyle and Eric. Yeah. Lyle is the older one and Eric is the younger one. Yeah.
I've heard they are still in the prison.
Maybe I haven't searched the information on Google after I watched the documentary. I just watched the documentary, and there's also a series, the entire dedicated series. Do you know about Jeffrey Dahmer?
I don't know.
Yeah, so there's also one documentary completely dedicated to Jeffrey Dahmer and the crimes he's committed, and there's a series which includes all the fictional characters who is acting as like the parts who are playing parts in his life. Yeah, it has turned into a series, and the same goes with the Menendez brothers. You can watch it on Netflix if this is something that might sound interesting to you. And there are other documentaries. I watched What Jennifer Did. Yeah, Jennifer was this like schoolgirl, what she did and about everything that happened during the time. It's also a true crime documentary. You can watch that as well. And I think I watched something called Into the Fire.
Into the Fire.
Yeah, Into the Fire. I don't exactly remember the name because I think it was the first ever crime documentary I watched, and I happen to forget it. But yeah, you can watch. You can just simply search crime documentaries on Netflix, and you can watch anything you like. Yeah. What have you watched other than the match?
So even I have tapped into some documentaries this month.
Yeah.
I have watched Sweet Bobby.
Oh, I have also watched Sweet Bobby on his recommendation. Yeah. As soon
Yeah.
as he recommended me, the next I was just watching the documentary. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched Minimalism. I watched What the Food. So talking about Sweet Bobby. Sweet Bobby is a documentary where there's a girl. She's working. She texts a guy. It's called Bobby, and his name is Bobby. And they have some conversations. And having conversations after a few years, they fall in love. They share like lobby-dovey messages with each other.
Yeah.
Uh,
But they never meet face to face with each
they
other.
never. They just have phone calls. They sleep
Yeah.
in phone calls. And after 3 years, she really planned to meet Bobby. And after 3 years, she arrives in front of the Bobby's house and calls Bobby.
Yeah, and then when Bobby opens the door,
my
he
God.
doesn't recognize this girl. He's been talking since 6-7 years. I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't recognize her
3
and
years.
3 years. Okay, he doesn't recognize her. I'm very bad with numbers and dates, so please bear with me. Anyways, and there's his wife. Bobby already has a wife, and this lady who is the main protagonist of the documentary, she is like, oh my god, what's happening? This is the Bobby I was talking with whom I was talking since like so many years, and now he is completely denied recognizing me and what is happening. So she is not able to understand what is going on, and neither was Bobby able to understand what was going on. So in the beginning we think that Bobby is the main suspect who is
Exactly.
doing all of this.
Exactly.
But turns out it is different. All right, so who does it, who is behind the screen, who is using this ID, who is messaging the girl, all of this you'll get to know. That's the main suspense, so I will not reveal it. That you'll get to know once you watch the documentary. Yeah,
I was not expecting that ending.
exactly. Me neither. I wasn't expecting that ending either.
When she was outside of his house, Bobby's house, and like she's like, "Oh, nice to meet you, Bobby," and Bobby's like, "Who are you?" Oh my god, that moment was.
Just imagine somebody saying that to your face, like, who are you, after having talked for 3 years. Yeah, and this is based on true story, by the way.
Yeah.
The characters are all true. Yeah.
Yeah, that is really true. And other movies that I've watched is Lion.
Yeah, that was recommended by me.
Yeah, not the lion that has Simba and Mufasa, but next kind of lion.
Yeah.
And oh my god,
Would
that
you like to talk about the story a little bit?
the first thing that I remember watching that story, that movie is I love his hair. That guy's hair.
His name is Dev Patel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that movie, so that guy Dave, he gets lost, in a train, and he's like stealing
Dave is the actual name, but in the movie, his name is
Something.
Simba. Sheru.
Seru.
Yeah, Sheru.
I love the way, I loved how he still loved his biological mother, and he returned there,
Yeah.
and he met his mother. And
Yeah.
also the ending part
Yeah.
was the video of actual Dev, or actual, what's his name, Seru,
Sheru.
actual Seru,
Yeah.
who met his mom.
Yeah.
And so that movie reminds me of Will Smith's movie, that is Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah, I love that movie too.
Yeah, he keeps recommending me that movie, but somehow I'm not in the mood to watch Pursuit of
So what books are you reading these days?
Oh, let's switch to books. So I am reading Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshi Kawaguchi. I'm in the second part, Tales from the Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Japanese literature. I already finished the first book and I absolutely loved it.
Toshikazu Kawaguchi.
Yeah,
Oh my
absolutely.
god, I have practiced this for weeks to remember its name.
Yeah, it's amazing. I have loved the book. Yeah, I finished it in such a blessed time.
Yeah.
And actually I started the other part yesterday and I think I will finish it today. Yeah.
Before the coffee gets cold.
If I get committed to reading this book, I think I'll finish it today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think within 24 hours I'm able to finish a book. It's so simple to read. And the previous I've also read like short stories. Before this, I've read like Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. You can read the description of this book. It's not very long, very short the book is. It basically talks about this guy who one day wakes up and finds himself turned into an insect.
Oh,
Yeah.
what kind of insect?
Yeah, it's a
Grasshopper?
insect that has legs.
Which insect in this whole world doesn't have a leg?
I think bug. It's a bug. Yeah, it's
Which
a
bug doesn't have a leg?
No, but it talks about this guy who is like turned into this animal, and his family starts to put a distance from him because he's an animal now. He's no longer a human being, and he stays locked in the room for many days. He gets food inside his room. He gets everything inside his room. His mother resists from visiting him. His dad is like not very nice to him after he's turned into a, and then that's how the basically the story goes on, and the ending is obviously there, but let's not talk about what happens at the end because that will reveal the suspense.
Yeah.
So and the next story I read was Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. It's a long book, but the one I read was pretty short. I don't know where I downloaded it from, but I'm glad I downloaded it from that particular website because it was short, quick, easy, and very gripping. It's a thriller story. It's about a girl, Rebecca, who lives in this big mansion. She has somehow died, and this Rebecca's husband, he moves into the city and finds a girl who's working for Mrs. Van Cooper. Mrs. Van Cooper, who she works under her, and one day this guy meets this girl. Rebecca's husband meets this girl, and he promises her to marry her and take her to the mansion. And then she falls into all this she starts imagining her life in mansion, her life with the man, and then once she steps into the mansion, things start to turn different. And they take a different turn, and lots of like horrific things happen in the just like when you're watching horror movies and there are jump scares.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that. Reading a book, you never
Yeah.
know what's going to happen in the next part.
Yeah.
So you're excited to know the plot of the book.
Yeah, this is
So-
I think the best part of reading a book, watching a movie, that you are leaving. Like there is a quote called "A reader lives thousands years before he dies."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even though those lives are fictional,
Yeah, it's true.
but you do live lives, and they are picked up from real stories and real events.
yeah,
And then some books might be magical realism. They might be like fantasy books, but some books are actually picked up from real life events and inspired from them.
yeah.
So it doesn't matter if they're fictional. We watch movies and the characters are fictional, and the same goes with books.
Yeah, that's so true. Even I have a little bit slowed the pace of reading right now because I have a Netflix subscription.
You have to make use of it, so I understand.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Like after I have noticed the change in my behavior after I get subscription. Like I've more inclined to watching rather than
Reading.
reading.
But I think it has been a balance for me. Like whenever I feel like for me reading, I make sure that at least I pick up the book and read some pages.
Yeah,
like
that's
that's a
really good.
routine for me.
That's really good.
Yeah, if I want to keep moving forward and picking up good stories, new books, then I have to like make sure
Yeah,
that I'm
that's-
reading.
yeah.
Even if it's 2 pages, I will read.
Yeah.
I like keeping a balance, but I don't know how well I'm able to do that.
Yeah. Also now our semester has begun.
Yeah.
So you also have to focus on academics from this week, and they start preparing for
It's just the
exams.
initial days of college, so I don't find myself like completely focused on
Yeah, yeah.
academics. Yeah, but yeah, let's just keep both the things going at the same time.
Yeah.
Reading,
Yeah.
watching, learning,
Yeah.
filming videos.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
true. So is there any other books that you like to talk about or that you have been focusing on or reading on?
Yeah, I've been dying to get this out of my system. I've read Five Survive by Holly Jackson. Holly Jackson, I've read 3 of her other books, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. Absolutely love that book. And
Wait, let me tell the name of character. One is Red, one is Oliver.
Yeah. Because every time I read a book, he's the person I go and tell. He's not interested in the story, but I keep nagging him to listen to what I'm saying. Anyways, so there are these 6 characters in Five Survive, and there's this one sniper who is hiding behind the bushes in a jungle. They plan to take a trip through an RV. It's a truck where they're like kitchen, there's everything, all the facility one needs.
So RV is like a caravan van.
Yeah, Caribbean.
So caravan van is used for traveling. It is used for like going to other places, far places where you can have your own home-like feeling bus.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between a caravan and RV?
I think it's the same.
Same. So
Yeah.
RV is used for
That RV in the book was used for traveling for 6 people. That RV accommodated 6 people. I think it's the same. I don't find any difference. I might have to Google it.
yeah. We are living in Nepal, so we only know bus, car, truck, and bike,
Yeah,
and auto,
yeah.
tuk-tuk,
City safari.
city safari.
Anyways, so it's about these 6 people who go on a travel on a journey. It takes place overnight, so like there are timelines. So at 11 a.m. the story takes place, and then there are like there are inter gaps between the stories. Like 11 p.m. one story takes place, and then 12, as soon as it hits 12 a.m., then another story, not another, the same story takes place but in a different timeline, and they're basically explaining what happens in each hour, what are they doing. So they get stuck in this place, and they are surrounded by 2 snipers who's holding a gun at the RV, and the sniper is trying to find out that one secret which all 6 of them have to discuss amongst each other and come up with the secret. So one of these 6 people know what the secret is, but they have to reveal and tell the secret to
Have
the
you played a
sniper.
game called Among Us?
Yeah, I have played.
I think it's a little bit of
Yeah,
that.
maybe it's inspired from there. I don't know. I don't know when the book was
Continue.
written. Yeah, so yeah, these 6 people, they're friends, they're acquaintances, they're brothers, siblings also, and they go on this journey, and then they meet this this tragic event that takes place during the night. They have least expected what was going to happen to them, and it happens right there. Sniper is holding a gun at them, and they're trying to find out how to escape, or trying to find out who amongst us has the secret and what is this all about. So basically it's the people in the RV versus the sniper, but towards the end it goes like people in the like people turning against each other, because this kind of secrets they reveal, they totally go against each other. It's not good for them. So like it's like they're turning against each other slowly by slowly. Yeah. And towards the end, of course, not telling you what happens because we will be spoiling it for you if you want to read. But it's quite a nice story. Yeah, I think you should read it. It's a thriller. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing that you are reading really diverse literatures or books or movies. That it's not just about romance. It's not just about thriller. It's about some people's lives, some person's lives, some murder, some romance,
Yeah.
some bank robbery,
Yeah.
heist, and everything.
Yeah.
I think the ultimate food that you'll have in your brain gonna be really delicious.
Yeah, I have everything served in a platter. All kinds of dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
let's
think
just say that.
this is the end of the video.
Yeah, we should wrap it up. Okay, so if you liked the video, please don't forget to like,
Share.
subscribe to the channel, and we will come back for more.
Like छवटा मध्ये among 6 we have
Yeah. Would you like to explain what RV is?
so RV
Is
is
a
what? So RV is a barrack.
I think we could do it if we tried.